Doug and Commish show here, Week 6 edition. The 2-3 Burtucky versus the 3-2 surprising Hipples Nipples. Let's go ahead and get started right away. Matt Schaub, Houston against Cincinnati. Donovan McNabb against Oakland. Obviously, the matchup would favor Donovan McNabb, you would think. But actually, Matt Schaub, I think, has a better day here.
I would have to agree points-wise. He probably has a better day, but it's not going to be by much.
Yeah.
Because Oakland has one good defensive player. He just happens to be the best corner in football.
Yeah.
But the rest, the other 10, they're horrible. They're horrible. So McNabb is smart enough that he can go away from Nashimahagu Anamagawi.
Okay. Well, I think Matt Schaub has a good day. You agree. Brian Westbrook, Michael Turner. Westbrook against Oakland, I think, should just be a fan-freaking-tastic matchup for him. Michael Turner against Chicago, I think a decent matchup, surprisingly.
Yeah.
I think Michael Turner's right on track with where he needs to go.
I like the Turner play against Chicago without any kind of middle linebacker, and with Rod Marinelli on the coaching staff. You can't help but just see Michael Turner going right up the defense's backside for numerous touchdowns.
All right.
Westbrook, not so much. He better score a lot in the first half because just like the last 3 weeks, the starters of whoever's playing the scrimmage against Oakland, more than likely that McCoy character will probably get a lot of touches in the second half.
All right, Ryan Grant against Detroit, I think we all like.
How can't you?
No Sean Reno against San Diego. San Diego's not a very good defense right now.
Mendenhall tore him up. There's no reason why Moreno can't.
Yep. All right, who do you give the edge to?
I'm going to give the edge to Burtucky because of Turner, but the edge is very slight. Very slight.
I'll give the edge, and it's not as slight for me, but I'll give the edge to Burtucky as well. Wide receivers, Vincent Jackson going up against a stout Broncos defense, and you also have Deshaun Jackson, who will probably be guarded by whatever his name is.
Nahamdi Ashimanagawa.
I think it's actually how you pronounce it. His mom actually, I think, was out there saying what his name was. Anyway, Vincent Jackson, I'm not really liking. Deshaun Jackson, I don't mind, and here's the reason why. I think that they're going to do a lot of screens for him, and a screen's really tough to defend. And so I'm going to actually say that Deshaun Jackson has a decent day. TJ Hushmanzada against Arizona, I think I like. And
Hasselbeck's in. Yeah.
Him and Hasselbeck have had a pretty good chemistry since he's been back. Other side of things, San Antonio Holmes against Cleveland, good.
Love it.
Devery Henderson against the Giants, not so much.
Don't love it.
Mike Sims-Walker, is he for real? I know he got benched last week. He got thrown. He basically got told he can't play, violated team rules. But against St. Louis, you like the matchup. But let me ask you this: did that mess with his head enough? I
think it motivated him. What happened was he was not in his bed at bedtime check. I don't know if they were at Bob Jones for the evening, but either way, he was not in his bed on time.
Yeah.
And therefore, he was suspended. I think it motivates him, and I love the Sims-Walker here. I love Holmes. I'm going to say I love Henderson because everything the Nipples touches, it turns to freaking gold.
Yeah.
So I love them. I love all of them.
All right. You love all Nipples?
I love the Nipples. I even love that hairy thing I had to wear. Everything he touches turns to gold. I don't know what else to say about the Nip.
All right. Dustin Keller against Buffalo. Antonio Gates against Denver. Again, with Denver being as tough as they are. Don't necessarily like it, but he's got Kellen Winslow going up against Carolina. Do you think he plays Winslow instead?
After last week's performance by Winslow, how could you not play him?
Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of what I was wondering. But anyway, on the other side of things, you have Dustin Keller against Buffalo. I think that's a decent play.
I think it's time to move on from Dustin Keller.
Really?
There's plenty. There was at least plenty other tight ends out there. But he seems to be holding on to Dustin Keller like a baby holds on to a blankie. And I'm not sure what the love is there, but he's an okay play.
All right. Bengals against Houston. Houston gives up a lot of points. Ravens against Minnesota. It depends on if you're able to get to Favre and if you're able to get him to throw some interceptions.
Right.
I'm going to call this one Bengals by a decent amount, actually, more than the Ravens.
I like the Bengals as well, but I believe that Burtucky is not going to be able to get it both ways. Mm. He's not going to be able to have a successful quarterback play against the Bengals and a Bengals awesome day against the QB.
Yeah, that's the thing you get concerned about with having the quarterback play or any of your guys play against your defense. It's just kind of one of those concerns that you have to be considerate of. So does he play the Seahawks against Arizona?
He might at least want to look into it because, like I've stated before, Arizona is not the same old Arizona.
Yeah.
They're turnover prone, and their big play is gone out the window somewhere, and they have no running game. It's at least worth a look.
All right. Well, let's go with. Let's just figure out what do you think this comes down to, and who do you think is going to win the matchup?
I think that it's going to be Nipples in what could be the game of the week.
Okay.
I like the Nipples matchups, and I just am a little nervous about Schaub playing against the top 10 defense, and I'm a little nervous about his wide receiver matchups with the Broncos out there, plus the Raiders' shutdown corner on Deshaun Jackson. All things that could be overcome by Burtucky, but I just don't see as many issues on the Nipple side.
All right, I'm going to go with Burtucky. Not necessarily that I believe that he's going to win, but I have to disagree with you at some point in time on these matchups.
I like it.
And so I think it'll be Burtucky by 5 in the end. And I think it will probably come down to the Monday night matchup, Noshawn Moreno against Vincent Jackson, trying to see who gets the most points there.
I love it.
And I think both guys will be biting their nails. And Nate Kading will have a field goal in the end to... I guess he would probably have to lose it then, wouldn't he?
He could miss the field goal and get negative points.
Let's go with he gets a blocked field goal at the end, and Burtucky ends up winning.
I like it.
All right, how about we'll go with that?
I like that.
All right, anyway, that said, I got Burtucky, you got Nips. That's it for another show, the Doug and Commish Show. Hope to see you back next week. Good luck.